What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So while I'm happy to see some films come back into theater for some event, for some festival, especially if it's a film that we all enjoy. We all enjoyed it when it came to physical media. We all enjoyed it when it became available on digital, video on demand, what have you, because we missed it. We missed it in theaters for whatever reason. Either we didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, or the stars just didn't align for us to see it in theaters. So at times I am happy to see some films come back to theater. However, with that said, I'm not happy about the current movie going experience. So I think, and I'm sure many people can attest to this, I think it does depend on how old you are. If you remember how the movie going experience was in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, and maybe even through the early part of the 2010s, I think people had, a far much more respect for going to see a movie in the theaters. You weren't either cell phones weren't as apparent and weren't as widespread as they are today. You went there, you sat there, you didn't talk, you weren't on a cell phone, you watched the movie, you could enjoy the movie. Nowadays, you can't do that. Nowadays, someone's always on their phone. Someone's phone is going off. Someone brings their infant kids there, or they bring their young kids there, give them an iPad to keep them entertained while they watch the movie, not realizing that iPad is literally lighting up half the theater and the sound is on and it's distracting everyone else. And they literally just do not care. They think that everything is revolving around them and that they are literally the only ones in that theater. So we have here, and this is all leading into this. I am happy to see that, especially like three films like this, M3GAN, Annabelle, and Ma return to theaters for Blumhouse's halfway to Halloween festival. So, again, while if you didn't see any of these films in theaters, I would say go and you enjoy them when they became available for at-home entertainment. I would say go watch them if you can. But for me, I'm just very cautious now when it comes to the theater going experience, unless it's a film I absolutely just must see on the big screen, and it's just something I've just been anticipating to see for months and months on end, or even when the film is first greenlit, then I will probably try to make an exception. Otherwise, I think for me, the movie going experience is in the past, and it's hard for me to go enjoy it when there's so many people that do go that just literally do not care. So let's jump into these article details here about this festival. So M3GAN, Annabelle, and Ma will return to theaters nationwide for one night only over 3 consecutive weeks for Blumhouse's second annual Halfway to Halloween Festival. Jared Johnston's M3GAN kicks off the event on April 30th, so that's 20 days from today. This could be a good way to revisit the killer doll before M3GAN 2 opens on June 27th. If you can stand a theater full of people encouraged to be on their phone during the movie. Okay, so this, we're gonna keep reading because this is exactly what I was just talking about. All right, okay, so you see M3GAN will be augmented by Meta's Movie Mat second screen experience. Moviegoers can DM M3GAN on Instagram to interact with the chatbot and receive never before seen content, trivia, and behind the scenes info on the film. All right, I'm just gonna say it. What the are we doing? Now, if this is the sole purpose to bring M3GAN back to theaters to cash in on people to go see this film ahead of the other film, then allow them to go see the film ahead of the next one. But you're now literally encouraging people to be on their phones. You're creating an experience, encouraging people to be on their phones, DM throughout the entire time, and have this chatbot respond to them with additional content and things for them to then watch on their devices. So a couple things. So one, if you're dumb enough to pay whatever ticket prices is going to be to sit there and then just be on your phones and not watch the movie, then you're dumb enough to just waste your money. And you know what? You might as well just stand outside the theater and just throw it in the trash and just go home. The other point what I would make is don't be dumb enough to waste your money on this. Go expect that you're going to go see it and want to go see this film again on the biggest screen, and now be uninterrupted, because now you're going to be surrounded by people who are just going to be on their phones, laughing with their friends, chatting with their friends about what responses they're getting back, or they're going to be watching something else on their device with this never before seen content nonsense. I think this is one of the worst ideas. Now, if you want to do something like this, where you want to provide us additional content, then I'd say, hey, if you go see one of these showings, here's a code that you can message here, or here's a code you can scan on your ticket or whatever, or outside the theater that you're going to go into, that gives you access to this content, on this date, that you can go take a look at or go view it at another time, not during a movie. I think that is just, in my opinion, that's just the worst idea possible. And I would absolutely, this plays into what I was saying at the beginning of this video. Why the movie experience for me is completely in the past, unless it's something I absolutely am just dying to see. I would enjoy seeing M3GAN again on the big screen, but I would now not go see it just because I would be so frustrated with dealing with people around me doing this. So let's move on. That's just crazy. The screenings of John Leonte's Annabelle on May 7th and Tate Taylor's Ma on May 14th will not be impeded by such distractions. Good. So then I'm going to say to any of you, save your money. Do not go see M3GAN. Go see one of these two films on one of those two dates. At least then, hopefully, you'll have a lot less distractions. That's just crazy. The halfway to Halloween festivities will also include sneak peeks, exclusive recorded messages from the film's directors and stars, and surprise special appearances in select markets. Quote, the question we always ask ourselves is, why can't every day be Halloween? So halfway to Halloween brings us one step closer, and I couldn't be happier that this year we are going nationwide, said Blumhouse founder and CEO Jason maybe it's Blumhouse, whatever how you pronounce it. In that spirit of trying new things, we're excited to give M3GAN fans an all-new experience in theaters from the team from Meta. And again, I understand you want to give a new experience that plays into the second film, but I don't know. I'm hoping there's going to be fans that are going to be well aware of this taking place before they buy a ticket, because you could have people that have no idea. They're not going to see this article. They're not going to see this video. They're not going to know about this. They're just going to hear that M3GAN is playing in theaters again on a limited run on one or a couple days, one day a week for 3 weeks. And they're going to want to not miss it. They're going to go into this theater. They're going to start watching it. And then next thing you know, they're going to realize, why is everyone on their phones? Why is everyone talking? And now while you're trying to cater to a very small niche audience that will want to take part in this, you're going to, I think, alienate the probably more people who just want to go for the movie experience and see this film before they go watch part 2. And who knows, this experience, I could turn some people off from saying, well, if this is how you're going to act for bringing this one back, I'm not going to go see M3GAN Part 2 or 2.0 in the theaters. I'll just wait if this is how the experience is going to be going forward. We are excited to continue our long-standing history of innovation in the theatrical space with our friends at Universal Pictures, added Omar Zayed, Group Lead Entertainment, so on and so forth. The M3GAN in-theater movie matinee is a first-to-market moviegoer experience. We are happy to introduce filmgoers to it by way of Instagram, direct, and click-to-messenger ads. We are thrilled to be working with Universal Pictures and Blumhouse to deliver rich experiences designed to get audiences back into theaters. Again, I think I understand the intent to get people back in theaters. For me, this would not get me back into a theater. This would deter me from coming and spending the amount of money nowadays that it costs for a ticket and just the whole process of going to see a movie. If this was something that started to become more widespread across other films, especially big blockbuster films, I would never go see another movie again. No theater would ever get my money because of this right here, unless they were to add options to say, hey, if you want this moviegoer experience where you can text during the movie and have responses back via this chat bot or this messenger or whatever, then you're going into theater 1. If you just want to watch the movie and enjoy the movie, you go to theater 2. Then if they give me that option, then I may be more open to it. But if this becomes this new movie-going experience process for films going forward, I'm tapped out. Count me out. My days of going see movies is done. I'm not interested in being completely distracted after spending ticket prices nowadays to see something I've been waiting to see, and just having people ruin it for me. And the rest of this is just the casting and release dates, the original release dates for the 3 films that we've just talked about. Then we have this brief halfway to Halloween. I'm assuming it's some sort of a mashup trailer. Then we have the poster here, highlighting all 3 of the films and when they return on what date. So, anyways, so that's the horror news update on this. While I was initially excited to see these films come back to theater, I'm now only excited for 2 of them. M3GAN, would have lost my money if that was playing in my area. Would not go back and see that again. And one more time, if this becomes something that Universal and other studios start to pick up on and say, oh, let's start doing this to get people back in theaters, I think they're going to hurt themselves. I don't think people want to spend their money to go watch a movie to sit next to a bunch of people on their cell phones, talking to their friends and being completely distracted. Because I think if they're sending them, also one last point, if they're sending content back to these moviegoers that are behind the scenes videos or things of that nature, they're going to be playing those videos. So if you have a theater full of 40, 50 people that are taking part in this, and they all are on their phones, or a good, let's say half of them, so you have 25, 30 people on their phones, all with their volume on, all watching different things at different points in that same behind the scenes footage, all talking. Literally, you are not going to be able to pay attention or enjoy that movie at all that you've already now paid for. And then you got to hope that when you walk out, that you can go back to the ticket counter or customer service and say, I want my money back. That's an absolute joke that you got that many people in there on their phones, volumes turned on, and ruining the movie-going experience. To me, that's not the movie-going experience. And if that is the movie-going experience for the future, you all enjoy. I will just I'll wait until week 3 or 4. When it hits digital and video on demand, I'll rent it for half the ticket price and then enjoy it in peace and quiet. So let me know down in the comment section what you think. Would you spend your money on going to see M3GAN with knowing that this is going to be taking place? And if this turns into a more broad thing that studios start doing, would you continue to go see movies, or would it deter you from seeing movies? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Peace.